What's up, guys? So in this one we're going to add a drop-down menu to our form and then enable form submission where the magic happens. Now right now in my form, notice we have a category that says video information and it says viewing history, and right now I just have it say number of videos viewed. I'm going to actually put in a drop-down menu option where they can select the date they started watching. So let's see how that will work. Jumping into our HTML here, first we need to find that category. Here it is right above where we see the viewing history. And under this legend where it says video information, this is where we're going to stick in our HTML. And it's quite a bit of text, so as we've done with other videos, what I'm going to do is I am going to type it out so you can watch. I'm going to give you some music to listen to while we watch to keep it interesting. So here we go. Welcome back, guys. So I hope you enjoyed that music and I hope you were paying attention as we typed in that code. As you can see, I'm sure you could tell why I needed to do the music and speed it up a little bit, because these drop-down menus do take a while to build. Imagine if I was going to also add the day. For here I did just month and year. The day would mean I would have needed to build 31 values because there are 31 options in the days. So here I have them selecting the month and the year that they started watching. So one thing to point out here for the drop down to work, notice I put it in a div. Within paragraph brackets it says date started watching, and then I have a class of date picker. I say for month watching would be my label, and then the ID and the name are the same. That's same down here with the watching year. So notice watching month, watching year. And then for each option I needed a value, and then what's outside of the brackets is what the viewer sees, and then the closing bracket for the option. So because we have two sets of select open and closing brackets, that's going to be two drop downs. Now let's go into our styles and apply some styles here. So we're going to go here above the footer. That's the video info paragraph. Spacebar is starting to yell at me. And then here within the brackets we're going to do a width of 9.2 ems. And we're going to float it to the left. This will take our P element and float it to the left of the drop-down list so that it's very clear to see what type of information we're after. Then let's add one more classification for our date picker. Labels. I say labels because there's two, but don't put in the S. And then the position is going to be absolute. And then our left, we're going minus 10,000 pixels and with a semicolon. And the reason we're doing this is to position the label element off the screen for use with a screen reader. So just in case they're using a screen reader, those labels will be read to them so they can still select the appropriate option. So let's go ahead and save this and see what this looks like. Let's go in here and refresh. And ta-da, there we are. Very neat. So date started watching. Now this is wrapping because of the length, so I'll definitely want to play with that. But see how the year and the month show up. So the first option by default is what shows, which was January, and the first year shows by default as well, so January 16. Super cool. So what I'm going to actually put, since this is a date, I don't think I need to say date started watching, so I'm going to go in here and just put started watching. Save that. And it's getting close. So I want to make this a little smaller though, because I do not like how big it is. So I'm going to go in here to our video info classification for our paragraph and just put a font size and I'm going to just put 1M and see what that looks like. Let's save that. Go back here, refresh. Oh, much better. So the date they started watching, views, perfect. So that's our first drop-down menu. Now the last thing we're going to do is enable form submission. So we're going to go down here and see where this empty spot is. We're going to add in our submit button. So let's go to our HTML. First go up to the top, all the way to the top where it says form. Right now it's just the word form. We're going to actually put in a space and type in the word action equals and then results.html. We're just going to put that for now. Then we're going to scroll down to where our submit button is going to be, where it says field class equals submit, and we're going to hit enter here, and then we're going to put input type equals, and in quotes put submit, and then ID put submit, and then value put submit. It's a pattern here. Submit, submit, submit. Oh, I know that quote ended up on the outside. There we go. And then we're going to actually apply some styles here. So we're going to go into our styles, and I'm going to go ahead and stick this here at the bottom above our footer and put, remember the ID we used was submit, so that's a # submit, space, and then opening bracket, and then we're going to put in a border of none, a padding of 0.4M, 0.6M, and then a background color. And this background color, let's do 3F1694. It's that purple color theme we've been using. And then for the font color, so it's just color, we're going to put white. And then for font size, let's put 1.25 ems and a border radius of 10 pixels. Nice. Now notice at the top of our form here, this action results.html, the value of our action attribute specifies the file or application that receives the form data. This is where PHP could come in, all sorts of fun stuff. But for now we had just put our results.html, so it would take our user to that results page where they can view what they submitted when we have that all set up. Now this value here that says submit, we could use a couple different options here. We could use the word button, which would create a generic button we can program with JavaScript, or we could use an image if we have a submit image, which is probably what I would do. I'd go into Photoshop and create a cool little submit button. If we do that, we specify the source and make sure we use our alternate text. We could put reset, which clears the user input. So obviously we could do a reset button and a submit button if we wanted to. And then there's submit, which is a default submit button. Now that we have added all that in, let's take a look and see what it looks like. And there it is. There's a little submit button. If we really wanted to center it, we can go in here and find the field set. So this is the class field set, and then just do .submit and text align center. Beautiful. So we have our submit button here at the bottom. I can go in here and start filling it out. Melody Chronister, Melcron. IBC at gmail.com, and I can select a date here, videos viewed. Notice here it's giving me an error, delete the space, and the arrow goes away. So see how it's so smart? Oh, love it. And then I'm interested in everything. I learned YouTube site, great site, and then submit. Now the file is not found because we have to create the results.html page. So let's test out how this results feature works. I opened up the results.html file, and it looks just like our index.html. It's just the title instead is results. Same head information, but what you will notice where it gets interesting is in the container, the H2 just says your form has been submitted, and then it says you entered the following data, and I have a little bit of JavaScript going on here that says with the form data, it's going to look for the information, and it's going to return the information to the viewer so they can see what they submitted. In order for the JavaScript to work, I actually had to put the site on the web server. So I went into Dreamweaver. If you haven't watched my video on how to put stuff on the web server, I encourage you to watch it. I show one on WinSCP, Dreamweaver, and Aptana, how to use the built-in web servers. So I have the browser open here. If you notice the web address, I actually have it online. This isn't a C drive or something on my local computer. This is actually out on the web for the world to see. And so if I fill it out, and then number of videos viewed, I'm just going to say 3, although it's probably more like 73. I'm interested in everything. and I learned about my page. I don't know, I guess we'll just say YouTube site, and then the additional information, I'm just going to type in the word test, and then let's hit submit and watch what happens. Ta-da! So like I said, similar to our index.html page, same menu, same image along the top in our header. But here in the center is where the JavaScript's happening. There's our H2, your form has been submitted, and then it's returning the information I submitted. So name, obviously I provided Melody Chronister, my email, my phone. Watching month, watching year, see that's where those values came into play. Viewed, interest, the 3 check boxes, learned, feedback. So there you have it. This way your end user can see what they submitted, kind of like a receipt, if you will. And that's it for web form building using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. To actually collect the information, that's when PHP comes into play, which is a whole nother topic. As always, I hope you enjoyed these videos. I hope you're actually getting in there and testing the code out yourself, because that's how you're going to learn. We still have very exciting topics coming up. The next few videos will be about creating visual effects and animation, so be sure to subscribe so that you can stick around. And until then, I will see you later.